All right, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can let me know everything's okay. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. Hi, Tom. Phaeton. I can't pronounce that first one, I'm sorry. Or Oretis? But I know who you are. Hi, Joey. Copcon, Vitamin Blonde. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So we are going to, let me know everything's okay with the stream because I've been having problems and I messed with it and messed with it and messed with it. Sunny Southwest Florida, that's where I am. Jacksonville, Florida. All right, well, I thank you guys for tuning in. I really do. We're going to start with Bitcoin. And then if someone, any nice person, could keep track of the alt requests, that would be nice. All right, let's go out to the weekly. Take a look at Bitcoin. Okay. You know what? Let's look at the monthly. All right, so let's go to the BLX chart where it has the most data. Where are you? Here it is. And I excuse the dogs barking. They're just going to bark and there's nothing I can do about it. These neighbors that I have, I don't know. It's just, they're constantly being weird over there and it makes the dogs bark. So this was the 236 thing I did in my video not long ago. And I thought it was very interesting. Those that you haven't seen it, I just basically, I pulled a fib extension on each bear market from high to low. And it's very interesting the way we have a correction that hits the 1.618, which is where a normal third wave would hit. And then the blow off top hits a 2.236. Then I pull another one on the next bear market. Correction right before blow off top, hit a 1.618. Blow off top, 2.236. And then when we pull one here on this bear market, as you can see, you can't see it on the monthly, but you can on the weekly. Let me go down. As you can see, we're sitting right at the 1.618. So what does that mean and what does it tell me? Let me go to the 2 week. It would tell me that I got the wrong extension on here. Where is it? There it is. It would tell me if history is going to repeat itself that we should push up to the 2.236. Why wouldn't we? We did it every time. Correction, that hit a perfect third wave extension. The top hit a perfect fifth wave extension. Again, correction, top hit the 2.236. It went above it a little bit, but that's expected for a blow off top. And then you pull this one, and we're sitting right at the 1.618. This correction really isn't any bigger than this one over here, if you don't count this part, and we could be on our way now. And, you know, interesting. So we're sitting at 189 if this is gonna, history's gonna repeat itself. The one thing that bugged me just a little bit is, just for kicks and giggles, I pulled a fib extension on this one. And as you can see, correction at the 1.618, and the top is sitting at the 2.236. Yeah, I don't know. I would say this doesn't look like a blow off top to me. All the other ones were a nice V-cut, V-cut, V-cut. This is rounded. So I'm going to go with the fact that we are going to push higher until I'm proved wrong, right? I say go with the bearish bull scenario until something's invalidated, and nothing's invalidated yet. So if it's true, we're looking at numbers at like 185, 189. I think Dr. Howie, I think I know what you're talking about. I've looked at this pretty much in the same way, and I think that he was calling this a 1, a 2. I think he was saying all of this was 3, 4, and then we were going up for 5. Is that correct? Let me know. Or maybe he was doing it. If you're going 1, 2, that would be correct, because you need 5 waves in the third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 5 in the third. Then this would be the fourth, and then you need 5 in the fifth. Was that how we had it? So he's thinking 3 is all going to be all the way up here, like this. Yeah, okay. Well, so 3 like this, and then we'll get a 4 way on up there. That's what some people are thinking. Honestly, here's the thing. We can speculate all we want. That looks, yeah, possible. So that would mean 1, 2, this is 3, all this would be 4, and then we would be making 5 of the third. That is possible, yes. That is possible. This 4, say this is the count, okay? This 4 would most likely come back into this area right here. Keep that in mind, guys. Okay, because that's going to be a wave 4 after the third is complete. And the 4 likes to come into the previous 4. Now, will it break through all this support? I doubt it. Because when you turn on the support here, I don't know why it's doing that, but anyways. What is wrong with it? Maybe it's because I'm on the BLX chart. But anyways, we have a ton of support here. I don't know why it's being funky like that. We have a ton of support there, and I don't think we'd ever break through this part. But the 4 will want to come back to the previous 4th. And most likely it's going to find support somewhere in this area. Now, will that be the buy of the century? Yes, it will be. Because when this 5th happens, Lord have mercy. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be way up there. Lord knows what the numbers are going to be. But this is a possible count. Yes, sure is. And it does kind of make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Makes sense. This will look like a bear market when this 4 comes. It'll be long and drawn out like these. Maybe even longer. If this is the 2, it's going to be most likely longer than this 2 was. If this is the 2. In length. Not depth. It will not go past this 4. Yeah, I say all kinds of weird things, guys. Just the way I am. I'll try not to let anything too bad come out of my mouth, but... Okay, so let's go back to my other chart. And I think Kraken had a horrible wick. Yeah, it did. I made another chart. Hold on a minute. All right, we're going to have to ignore that wick. I thought I made another chart. There we go. Okay, I did. Let me take all this off here. I was digging into this count here. I'll leave that on there for now. All right, let's look at the weekly. I would have buy orders down low. I always do. Especially on Kraken. You never know when it's going to have a Kraken wick. And I've had partial orders filled before when it does that. And it's amazing. Because it'll come down, partially fill you because it's so fast, and then bounce all the way back up. It's amazing. I had one, but it was too low for this last Kraken wick. Okay, weekly. So I've talked about what the RSI needs to do. Okay, nothing's changed with that. We need to get up over this red area. Back here, when we were in full bull run, as you notice, we ranged between 50 and 90 to 95, okay? In full bull run mode, that's what the weekly does. Okay, this is all the bullish range up here. When we were in correction land, we were in this lower part, but we were still holding 40. When we broke 40 is when we had that big dump. Okay. We had this move up. We were able to get back up into the 90s, but what happened? We weren't able to hold 50. We went down to 40, and then we cracked it over here during the COVID dump. Okay, so this first push up into the third wave, we got back up into the 90s. Luckily, we found support on the 40. Probably if it would have cracked through the 40, we would have came on down. We definitely would have came down much lower. So what needs to happen? We either need to continue up and push up into the 90s again, or if we're going to have a correction, the best case scenario is we hold 50. If we hold 40 again, I'll accept that. Okay, we're holding 40. We'll probably just correct deeper than we really would like to see, but we probably won't crack this bottom here. But we cannot crack 40 on the weekly. Okay, cannot happen. Why? Because look, this is why. This is why. Okay. And we're still hoping that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 is done, or it's not done, and we're going for 5. But there's very few counts left, and we'll talk about them. Daily. When the daily's in a bull run, it holds between 50 and 40. Okay. 50 is obviously better, but it can hold 40 and be fine. That being said, while we're in correction land, it's going to crack 40. But if we want to get back to bull run status, we don't want to crack 40. We can come on down there. Fine. Let's make bullish divergence and let's go. But we don't want to crack it, okay? So watch out for that. To get back on bull run status, we need to hold the 40. Or if we crack it, okay, what we want to see is a V-cut buy up, okay? But it would be much better to not to crack it. All right, let's talk about the counts that we have left. We can wipe the ugly count of the zigzag off the table, okay? That one is invalid. We can wipe off the fact that we would come down in a 5-wave move. You can wipe that one off. When we broke the high, we invalidated this being a wave 1, and we invalidated this being a 5-wave move of a zigzag. So the only thing it can be now is one of two things. Either we made it an expanded flat here as a 3-wave move, or we made a 3-wave move like this. This point, which one it is doesn't matter because they're both 3-wave moves. Does this bottom still bug me? Yes. Bugs me to death, but there's nothing I can do about it. This is 3 waves, this is 3 waves, but it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. So, what counts do we have left? We have left a running triangle where the B breaks the high of the A. Okay? The only triangle we would have left is the running. This goes much higher. It can go into the expanded B pocket, which would be which I need to put this on here anyway, so. Okay. So let's go conservative. It can come as high as this 1.236 and still be a triangle. Okay. But if it's going to be a triangle, good news is it can't break this A wave. And the C needs to be higher. Okay. So that's option one. And then there's only two options left after that for a correction. Like we're still in a correction. Okay. The other option is two flats. One's a running where the C doesn't break the A. And then the other one's an expanded where the A, it does break the A. But even if it did this, okay, even if it did this ugly one, I have full on faith, or whatever you want to call it, that if it came down and filled this last gap down here, we'd still be way out of our one and the market could still recover. It'd just be a deep 4. Okay. And this is a wave 4 right here. So it would just be coming into this wave 4. But I really am leaning that we'll probably do the running. But I do not like the fact that we are leaving gaps down here. And I know some people are like, oh, gaps don't have to be filled, but history says they do. Not that they have to, but they eventually get filled. We left one down here. We was sitting at like 4,000, okay? We went all through this bull run, came down. We never thought we were going to fill that. Well, COVID filled it. So, the thing is, if we're going to fill them, I would rather fill them now, get it over with, so we never have to come back to this area again. That's the way I see it. Or maybe we never fill them. I don't know. Okay? But that's the options we have left for us. Now this B can come as high as it wants to up into this pocket. It just can't touch this 1.618. So as soon as this price action touches that, you can wipe both of these corrections off the table. We're full on bull. I'm kind of ignoring the chat just a little bit till I get through this, okay? I'm going to take this stuff off so I can see. Okay, so bull. Okay, so bull scenario. Bull scenario, we can look at it a couple ways. And this is not the easiest thing in the world of account here because it can easily be a zigzag up, okay? But if it's bull, we're going to look at it two ways, that this was a 1, this was a 2, this was a 3 that could be here or here. Doesn't matter really. 4, and then this is completing 5. This is a pretty big 5, and it would be overextended, which is fine. We get overextended fists all the time. Okay? So what do we need to look for here? If this is the way it is, we do not want to break this white line. No, I'm sorry. I'm telling you wrong. We don't want to break this bottom down here. if this is the count, because we can have a pretty big correction here and be fine, because this would be a wave 2. Okay. Now, doesn't have to be big, guys. It can be shallow. As bullish as the market is, we don't have to have a deep wave 2. So this would turn into all 1. We'd get 2. I can't tell you how deep it's going to come. And then we would blast for 3, 4, 5 on up there, very high, up high, okay? That's one way to look at it. The other way is this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Or the 5 could be here. Doesn't really matter that much at this point. This is the correction, ABC. And this is the start of the third wave. So this 1 would be in, this would be 2, and this would be starting third. Invalidation is going to be here. We cannot come past this 2. If this corrects down, it's got to stay above this white line for this count. Okay, those are the 2 bull counts. Which one it is? Which way am I leaning? If I had to pick a bull count, I probably picked this one. But I'm not going to have a bias either way. I'm just going to play it wave by wave. We know we can't come past here. If we do, we're invalidating this 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? If we come past it, then I'm still going to have the bull count in my mind and know that we can't break the bottom. Okay? Let me catch up on chat just a little bit. Yes, the TDIs, yes. The gold mines version is what I'm using, but I have one being made for the Discord right now that'll be ours. But gold mines is fine for now. Hi, Jim. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, if you haven't watched Jim of All Trades, definitely take a look at his channel. We've been friends for a very long time. He is my very good friend. I learned a lot from him. I really did. Can you please explain how to mark the gaps? You go to the CME chart, which is this is the one for ETH. Hold on one second, guys. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. God. 2790 Leon Road. All right, I gotta go. I'm in the middle of a live stream. It's 4 o'clock. You don't have to get her till 5. Yeah, you don't have to get her till 5. Okay, can I get back to what I was doing? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so gaps. So here's the ETH one. It's ETH1 explanation point. And then you'll see the gap. See how we have a gap right here? Okay. And then Bitcoin's the same way. Where is my Bitcoin? Well, it's BTC1 explanation point. And it'll show you the gaps the same way as ETH did. I don't know what happened to my chart. But it's BTC1 exclamation point. It's the CME futures chart. Okay. All right. So which bull it is, I'm not sure. Honestly, to be really honest about it, this bottom bugs me. This don't look like a 1. It's 3 waves. It's 3 waves down. We really need to be careful that this is not a zigzag, guys. That this is an ABC up. It may have one more hit to the high, up into that expanded B pocket. And then everybody's going to get surprised when we get this dump. So please, guys, keep that in mind, that it could happen. Very much could. But I gave the invalidations. Invalidation for the 1212 is here. For this being in a complete 5 wave or almost complete, invalidations down here. That's a big, far away invalidation, but that's the way it is. We can dig in a little closer here. Yes, I'm going to do the altcoins. Frederico, an expanded flat with a C, very low. I'll show you the lowest it could possibly go if it happens. Old fart. I love that name. I would say overall the TA is more bullish than bearish, yes. We don't have many corrections left. I mean, really all we have is the flats. Will the triangle happen? Probably not. Frederico, what about if the A was an expanded flat with a 5 wave C to end? You're talking about right here, I think, where wave 3 ended at 58K. Okay. If you measure 67K, it's within the expanded B pocket. Oh, this February 21st. Don't quite understand. Let's see. This is too high for a B. Do you mean like try to explain it a little better for me, okay? All right, let's dig in to this lower time frame for you guys. All right, so we had a trend line, we broke it. We even back tested it here. This right up in here looks horrible. It is the most awful count ever. But it went, for me, it went way too high to be a B wave. I've been accepting a hit to the 1.618, but this just totally blew over it. Any way I pull it. So that being said, I don't see how we could have an A, a B, and then all of this is C coming down. I thought about that, but this just went too high here. Is it ugly? Yes. Does it look three wavy? Yes. I mean, we have been having Bs that wipe out the one. I mean, it is possible. I mean, we have been having them on the lower time frame. It's just this really blew over it. So with that said, this coming down here is one or the other. It's either the start of something or it's going to be the end of something. There's probably a better chart that doesn't have this wick here. All right, so this coming down, at first glance, we want to call it a 5-wave move. We've got 5 here. We got a flat correction. From here to here can't be a 5-wave move because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 clearly came into 1. We definitely have 5 waves here. I had it all charted out and I took it off. This is a very difficult correction. So I think, honestly, what it's doing is it's making a WXY. Now how it's going to make it, I think the W is done, the X is done. We've got 5 here. We've got an expanded flat. So this could very easily get very complex where this flat is 3. This B has already broken the bottom. We could come up for C. And this is how it gets very complex. And then we end up with A, B, C like this. Or that last Y. Now remember, guys, even if this count is correct, and it is a WXY, it doesn't mean that the correction's over. Because at this point, it can get more complex where this whole thing would turn into a 3-wave move. That's all it would end up being. W, X, Y. So then at that point, it could become an A or a W. And then we could get either a 3-wave move to the upside or a B. And then we could still come back down. And it still could play correction land on us, even after all of that. Now, if I'm wrong, well, even with this count after the WXY, it has the chance to go bull with a 5-wave move to the upside. Okay? But it's got to complete this. Doesn't look complete to me. I feel like it needs another leg down. I think this is going to pop to the upside and then it's going to come down. But this is a hard correction, guys. It's not easy at all. And to try to explain how complex it can get, it's kind of hard to explain unless you're kind of advanced in Elliott wave. Jim and I could talk, Jim of all trades and I could talk about it all day and know what each other's talking about. But what I'm saying is this could get very complex and carry on for days and channel around and then channel upwards and channel downwards. Just depends on how long they want to drag it out. All right, let's see. Do we have any other questions about this before I move on to requests? The green and red bars, you can't put in there. I have a different one, but the one that's being made for the Discord, you will be able to put the green and red bars in there. Beginner question, what is the criteria for deciding whether a wave is invalid? Well, that's a big, broad question when it comes to Elliott wave. Just once you learn Elliott wave, you know where the invalidation points are for certain things. An example, just one example, is if you have an impulse wave, okay, there's rules about it. 4 can't come into 1, and 2 can't pass 0. So if we're assuming that this wave right here was a 1, we know that we would put our stop loss here because 2 can't pass 1. There's rules and guidelines of Elliott wave that help us in knowing when things are invalid. I forgot to mute. Oh well, no big deal. My husband needed the address to pick up my daughter. You can use the BITO chart as well now. I don't know. Oh, for gaps. I'm leaning towards the bull cases, yes. Old fart. I love that. Old fart. What, we're about to close a weekly candle too. Ooh. Yeah. If this comes down to 59, we're going to have a, you could call it a shooting star or an inverted hammer, which would mean a correction. $58K was the end of wave 3. Okay. Then an expanded flat for A. Okay. Then B is an expanded flat of higher degree. I think it went too high. May not have. Could be. Yeah. Still could be a three-wave move. I agree. Would wave B be a triple zigzag? Because, yeah, I don't know. This here, I don't have the answer for that. It's three waves every day and on Sunday in my book. But maybe eventually this will clear up for us. When this was making this like this, 3, 3, 5, I was for sure we were coming down. And then I thought, well, okay, fine. You want to give us three waves right there? I'll go W, X, Y. Okay. And then when it gave us this, I was like, okay, fine. We'll make all this an A or a W. And then we've got three waves down, no problem. But now this is not. This is 5. It just messes up the whole thing. So yeah, it bugs me. All right. Let's. I know I saw alt requests in here. Yeah, the expanded B you guys are talking about, we've just barely cracked it. So yeah, we still have, and I'm on, you know, if you go up on log scale, them numbers are really up there. Okay, here we go. Sand and dent. I'll answer Andy's question real quick. Do you use linear or log? I use linear first for the conservative targets. Okay. Log I use on daily and higher. Okay, but I still use the linear targets first. And if they're not lining up and they're not looking right, then I switch to log. I wish that didn't even exist, the log or linear thing. Just confuses the crap out of people. All right, let's do sand. This I was doing for someone else. This is very bullish coin right here, guys. This VET, V-chain. See if we can get some more data. A little more. Let's try one more. Finance. There we go. I don't think it's hit its third yet. If this is the one, we're going to start here with the one. Now, a lot of times when these coins, because this just started in August of 20, so we can assume this is the one. But when these coins first start off, sometimes they're an up and down pump and dump. But, this one looks pretty good, so I guess, I would naturally want to say this is a 1. This would be 2. I would say third's not done yet because it hasn't even hit the 1.618 yet. So inside here, I think the 2's over here. All right, so this 4 did not come into this one. Yeah, I think this is a lower degree third. We don't have our third yet. Let me get in a little closer here. All right, so we don't want it to break this bottom right here. If we want continuation up to get up here to the 1.618 and keep going for a higher degree third, because it needs to hit the 1.618 for the minimum requirement of a third wave. So this has to be all inner degrees. I don't like how deep this came down right here. Normally, an inner degree wave like that won't come that deep. So it could be, because this is a newer coin, okay, that this is where it actually started its bull run, here. And this is a 1 and a 2. And this is starting the 3, the 4, the 5 on up like that. Okay, same invalidation. We don't want it to break blue line. This looks a lot better. I think that this was just accumulation, and this is where it actually started. And this is a 2, and this is all a 1. Could come down for 2, but we don't want it to break blue line. Okay. Yep. And we need the daily, we need it to trend. We need it to get up and trend up higher and stay out of under 40. To start really trending again like it was here. See how it was trending much higher up here and was holding the 50? All right, what was the next one? Dent. Dent. So Dent looks good. 1, 2. All of this is 3. This is a 4. We don't want this 4 to come any deeper. And then it needs to go up for its 5th. Technically, it can come deeper, but they usually like to come into the prior degree 4th. See how it did that? This looks like a nice 5-wave move. So invalidation, you don't want it to come below here. You need it to stay above so that this can be the start of a run higher. Okay? We don't want our 2 to cross this blue line. 2 could be done. Could be here. That kind of looks like a 5-wave move though, but so does that. So if you're in a trade on this, not financial advice, but my stop would be here. Okay? Not financial advice, but that's where my stop would be. Okay? And we don't want it to come past the blue line. If it does that, then this run is pretty much done, and we're looking at all of this as done, and then we'll be looking for a wave 2. But I don't think so. I think this is the count. Okay? Yeah. I don't see it cracking that, but just in case, pay attention. We don't want it to crack it. What's the next one? Oh, you wanted to know as low as it can go. Okay. Worst case, most awful scenario ever on Bitcoin. And we're going to use the lowest target for height and the deepest target for depth. Okay, so this would be worst case ever. Hold on. Oh, I did have it right. Sorry. If it were to stop right where it's at, okay? And guys, I am not leaning this way, so please don't panic. I'm talking worst case, shock the world. It can come down all the way to there. The deepest that an expanded flat can go is the 2.618. And that's projecting that it doesn't go any higher. Now, if it was to go up higher into the expanded B pocket, say up to the 1.382, that brings it up. But I'm not leaning this way, so. But I'm just telling you, that's the worst it could get with an expanded flat. Okay. And if it did that, I think we would be in our wave one. See, we'd be in our wave one. So that would be so drastic, and that would mean that this is over. Okay. But even the normal expanded flat, worst case, they come to the 1.618. Okay. And we'd still be out of wave one. This is where they usually like to come. But I have seen them hit the 2.618 many times. Let's see. This one right here, that was a 2.618. This blast to the moon we had right there. This one was. This flat that went to the upside, that was a 2.618. So it does happen, but I don't think so. I'm not leaning that way anyway, for sure. Okay, what was the next one? I did dent, right? Yeah. How about a sneak peek of the Discord? It's just a Discord that I'm going to teach everyone my system. We just got started, so this is it. Okay. And we're going to be going over the course and talking about the course, and it's just like any other Discord. I'm just going to be teaching everybody Elliott wave, and the only difference is if you bought an online course, you wouldn't have direct access to the person that made it. Or I'm actually going to be talking about each lesson in the modules with everybody. So I think it's a really good Discord. And I hope to see some of you in there. Bitcoin does have a habit of causing max pain for sure. Sand and dent, I did that one, Luna. I'm glad you guys are sticking it out with me. Still got 61 people. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Oh, I got the wrong Luna. I was like, what is this? $9. Is this it? No, this isn't Luna. I don't like Binance. The chart just is always so choppy, and let's try this one. Oh Lord. That can't be right. When you guys request them, can you put a chart on there for me? No, maybe that's all there is. It's a beauty. All right, we do have this bearish divergence here, okay, on the weekly. It's broke the high, and this looks like a 1-2, like close to being done here, but we'll dig into that. This looks like it was a 1-2. One, two, three, four, five, top of the third, fourth, and this was a 1-2, 3. Let's get in closer. The whole market did something very weird right here. Even this one ended in a 3, 3, and then we have 5. The whole market did that. That is the weirdest thing. So I would say the one starts here, but how it ended in 3 waves like that, I don't know. So 1, 2, this is all 3. 4. Let's measure. I'd say it's got one more hit to the high. And then it's going to have a correction, guys. If you're in this. This looks like a 5th to me. It's probably going to get up there to $4.66. And doesn't mean it has to come crashing back down. This is most likely the top of the third. So 1, 2, all of this would be 3. 4 would come back to previous 4 and then up for 5. When this is done and it comes back for 4, you don't want it to break this low. You want it to stay in the previous 4 territory, okay? And if this is a wave 1 of the 5th and the 5th is going to get overextended, same invalidation. You don't want it to break this low. So you have double invalidation points. Okay? It's a nice coin, but we do have bearish divergence building up. You have it on the daily here. Daily's resetting itself, which tells me it's probably got another hit to the high. This is a nice coin if you got into it down, you know, anywhere really. And here too. But be careful because I think it has one more up. Okay. Oh, nice. I think your name's pronounced Imran? Imran? Sorry, I'm bad with it. Which alts would you consider? I'm in the process of going through every single one of them because believe it or not, we always want to look at the top 10 or the top 15, whatever, you know. But there's some down, way down there that could definitely give us a moonshot. Like a friend of mine, and she was in here, I don't know if she's still here, but she caught this one. And I've just really started this list with this one. So was it this one? Yeah. So it had been doing pretty much nothing, and then we had this moonshot. This is the bull run before. So anyway, which one would I recommend? I don't know, because this one I'm looking at, okay? Because yes, it had a moon in February, and now it's correcting. I'm looking at this one. But anyways, I'm going through the process of making a list. Definitely. I'm in the process of looking at them all. I'm going to go through every single one of them and find the ones that I think look good. ETH has the same exact count, really. Okay, so but yeah, I'll look at it. So bull is 1, 2. All of this was a 3. This was a 4 and a 5. Same as Bitcoin. Okay. Invalidation that this count would be wrong is way at the bottom here, because a wave 2 can come all the way down. Or the bear scenario is this is ABC, and it's stopping right here at the 1.618, which I used the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Same as Bitcoin. Bear scenario is that it made ABC like this, and it's going to truncate at this 618. The other bull, same as Bitcoin, is that this was how it was. And that all of this was 1. This is 2. And we're on our way up for the big 3, 4, 5. Invalidation is this white line right here. Can't come underneath that. Okay? It's exactly the same as Bitcoin. No difference. This was definitely a 3-wave move right there. It's just determining whether this is an ABC to the upside or either one of those bull counts. Okay? It's exactly pretty much the same. So best case scenario is we do not break this bottom right here. That would be the most bullish scenario. We correct, maybe find support right here on this support, and go. That would be the most bullish option. EOS. Okay, if you're still here with, yeah, there's 53 people. All right, so next is, I think, EOS, Bitcoin. Just don't know if these people are still with me, but we'll do them. Okay, so EOS Bitcoin has broken the bottom down here. Okay, so that means this cannot be a wave 1 and this cannot be a wave 2 because it broke it. That being said, doesn't mean it can't turn around. But it doesn't look too good. Wow, it really dived. This is 5 waves, pull back, 5 waves, pull back. Yeah, I wouldn't be, I hate to say this, but this is in a serious bear trend. The weekly has been trending bearish the entire time. I don't have my 30 line on here, but it's really bearish. I wouldn't be like looking for a moonshot. But hey, let's see. We've got there's bullish divergence right here. So if it can get above this volume spike here and find support, you got a good chance of making a push up and getting out of this downtrend. Okay. So the daily would need to get out of this downtrend. It's going to need to push way up into the red above it and then find support on 50 or 40. That's what you're going to be looking for to get out of this downtrend. Otherwise, it's just going to spike, downtrend, spike, downtrend until you get a push up into like over here on the daily. And then when it comes down, it's got to find support on 40 to get out of this downtrend. I hope that helped you. It's ugly looking. I won't be like, it's ugly looking. BEPRO. I don't think I skipped anybody. I hope not. If I did, I apologize, okay? All right. So this one, don't want it to break this bottom at all. Holding this one, it's even better for this to be the start of something. So we would be looking at this as a 1 and a 2, starting 3, 4, 5. This is the bull. And then this inner wave here would be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you want. So we don't want it to break first white line for this 1 and this 2 to be true. If it does, we don't want it to break this one. What it would mean is just this 2 is going to drag out a little bit more and be deeper. But right now, I'm going to get a little closer and take a look at this right here. I lost my place. I'm going to put my line back there. Oh, my line is there. All the market did the same thing. Look at this. 3 waves down. So weird. It looks good though. So this looks like a 5-wave move with a pullback. This is a potential start of 5 waves too. So if you're trading it, my stop would be here. Not financial advice. Okay. Second stop here. Okay. And I already said this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. Your second 1, 2 always needs to be smaller than your first. I've seen people try to make 1, 2s that they're calling their first 1, 2 this little tiny 1, 2 and their second 1, 2 like this. No. Okay. If it's a smaller degree, it's natural it should be smaller than the first one because this is a higher degree. SHIB, US dollar. Look at that moon coin. Okay. Daily. Bear divergence. Okay. It went past the expanded B pocket, so this is not a B. This means this is a 5th wave. You're always going to get divergence between your 3rd and your 5th. So this most likely is the top of the 3rd. The 4th is going to come back in to this territory, and then you'll get a 5th to the upside. You do not want it breaking this 4th wave territory when it corrects. This is a sharp sell-off. Looks like an expanded flat. Yep. So this is ABC, the downside. This is a very sharp V cut. So this could be a recovery, wave 1. If I was trading this, my stop would be right here. If I caught that. Okay. But this is a sharp sell-off, and this to me looks like it wants to create this 4th right here. Okay. It may have another hit to the high, but it cannot come into this wave one, or it's over. As far as pushing higher for this third, okay? Like one more hit to the high, and this being a fourth wave, but I don't think so because of how sharp that was. But it absolutely can't come into this wave one to get another hit to the high for this third. Hope that makes sense. Okay, Anna, I just did the one you were asking for. SCU. Hope I have this one right. Camel Teabag, I love that name too. That can't be right. SCU. Let's see. This is it. I think this is it. This looks like wave one, wave two. So with that being said, we don't want to come underneath this low. We want this to be the start of something. We need to go. We don't want our 4 to come into our 1. So if this is going to be 4, and we're going to get on up here for 5, we cannot break this low. Otherwise, this is just a correction. It's a 3-wave move, ABC up, and we're going to get more of a correction here. Okay? Not financial advice, but my stop would be here. Okay? Yeah. XRP. I got about 15 minutes left, guys. I'll try to get through these, okay? And I really appreciate you guys sticking with me this long. Ooh, look, I was already charting this one. Let's see what I had here. All right, that's what I remember this now. This is really funky in here. Okay. So yeah, this to me looks like a 3-wave A, 3-wave move up A, then this in the middle was a running flat for a B, and then we should get a C on up. Could go as high as this expanded B pocket. Okay. I have it as WXY, but same thing, ABC. This doesn't look like the start of an impulse wave. This is that just looks 3 waves. This looks like a running flat and then a C wave up. That's what it looks like to me. And it really needs to stay above this low right here if it's going to go for this C leg. Okay, so if I was trading this, not financial advice, my stop would be here. Hope that helped. This is a Kraken wick. Okay. We don't want it to break this low for this to be a 4. This looks really good, how far down it's reset itself. So if this is going to be a 1 and a 2 to blast on up there for our 3, 4, 5, we need to hold this low. That, unfortunately, is the best place for your stop because, let me get closer, see if there's anything else where you could get a closer stop. Not really. Yeah, fortunately, it's got to be way down here. And this is looking all corrective, like it wants to come down lower, or possibly could. Okay. I don't see anything in here that looks like a wave 1. This had potential. Now that could be a Kraken wick. Let's check that. But here's the thing. If this is a 1, this is taking too long to be a wave 2. R2 should be here. Okay, this is too long. So it looks like it wants to come down more. Not that it can't do this first. Like give it a pop to the upside. And then come down. Like this. Okay. But unfortunately, stop has to go here. And nothing in, I don't see anything that looks like it's ready to move impulsively to the upside. Not that we can't get that pop of a C wave. Looks really corrective though, right now. ETH looks good, Blogging Academy, if you're still here. I mean, I trade ETH, honestly, versus Bitcoin. There's that little pop I was expecting. All right, who's next? Worst case for me, and an opportunity for someone else. Not sure what that is. What do you think about the... What is the BITO chart? BITO. Oh, the new NFT. It's BITO. What is it? I saved it, I thought. ETF? Am I spelling it? Am I doing it wrong? Is it ETF? Yeah. BITO. BITO. It's got something else in there. Does anybody know? Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Emran, thank you for that. Does anybody know what the letters are? BI something? BITO, it's not coming up for me. Oh, I know why. Duh. Here we go. Is this it? Well, it's going to come up and fill it. That's a 5-wave move down, though. Wonder why it dumped like that. You would think that it would do good when it started out. Well, let's hope this right here is an ABC and not a 5-wave move, because if it's a 5-wave move, what starts with 5 ends with 5, which means you'll get a correction, but you're going to get another 5 to the downside. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, it's so new, guys. I mean, it's going to bounce around and before it finds its value, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's going to come up there and fill that gap eventually. And if this is a 5-wave move down, it can come all the way up here and fill that and still make another 5-wave, which that's really what it needs to do, is come all the way back up here and fill that gap. 1 second. It's in, I'll find it. I'm almost done and I'll find it. I'm almost done. Okay, guys, I don't have much more time, so let's see, where was I? REN. I wish I could do all of y'all's requests. I would sit here with you for hours, but unfortunately, my family has to eat and they don't know how to cook, I guess. I'm being sarcastic. All right, so I'm on the daily, and this is making bearish divergence all the way up. This is what Bitcoin was doing right before it topped. What it does is it makes these running flat looking things. This is like probably an ending diagonal, and it makes a correction which makes bullish divergence, then it goes up, makes bearish divergence, comes down, makes bullish, until eventually it rolls over. Okay, that's how you can kind of tell that something's coming to an end. Very weird looking though. It would have to start here. This is a weirdie. 5 is not there. Unless 5 truncated. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, so this that's how I think it's like that. Your highest point on the RSI is the 3rd. Then a B will give you bearish divergence, and then your 5th will give you bearish divergence. That's 3 divergences. And I think this is another B. A, B, C. So if I was trading this, my stop would be right here. Bearish divergence. Yeah, this is a connector. So this can't be the start of something, because we're trying to call this 1, 2, 3, 4 came into 1. So the only thing it could be now, if it's going to go, is this has to be an inner one. And they find support on top of the prior one. Okay? So same invalidation right here. Okay? If it's going to give another hit to the high, but I think it has maybe one more before you get a bigger correction. Okay? This is not a very easy one with all this choppiness in here. It was struggling in here. You just mentioned it could be an ABC to the upside. We can have ABCs to the upside. For sure. Triple top on ETH looks dangerous. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I think I did EOS already. I did Cardano. Let's see. Did Cardano. Cardano is ADA, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Vet. I think I did Vet. This is one I've never heard of. All right, two more guys, okay? AKITA. Wow. If you caught that pump. That was amazing, huh? Is this the right one, I hope? I hope it is. Okay. All right, we want this coin to stay above this line. We don't want it going back down underneath there, okay? And with these pumps and dumps like this, there's no resistance. Okay? So this could easily, if it wants to, just go, because there's nothing holding it back. The dailies came way up into the 92, okay? When it comes back down, if it can hold 50 and not break through like it did over here, that's a clue that it's going to hold bullish support and go. This is probably the first one, too. It looks like a nest to me. It could easily be a nest. So, like I said, we don't want it to come back down underneath this. We want it to stay above it. We've got bullish divergence on the 8-hour. This is a good coin. I'm going to put this one in my little listy list. Yeah, we've got bullish divergence on the 4-hour. This looks like a nest of 1-2s to me. That's what it looks like. And that if it can not come under this is the low right here. If it can hold above it and go, it's got a wave 3 coming. This is a good coin. I'm going to remember this. And it doesn't have many exchanges, does it? AKITA. Uniswap. Yeah, just Uniswap, huh? And this one. Okay, I think I did the SHIB one. I think I got most of them, guys. If I didn't, I'll definitely, you know, drop them in the if I didn't cover it, put it in my next video comments, or put it in one of the comments now and just say, from your live stream, can you do this chart? Oh, you're in St. Augustine. I love St. Augustine. I go there all the time. I love it. So I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them, but I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. You guys hung out with me for, I don't even know how long we've been doing this. But 52 of you stuck it out with me, and I really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. Hit the likes, of course. All right? And should I go long on XRP? XRP is the funky one that well, when you say long, are you meaning like a long-term hold? Or are you meaning a trade? I mean, it all depends on what you mean. You know, this really looks three waves to me, and because of that, if that wasn't there, and that was 5 waves, I'd be like, yeah, go long. 100%, I'd go long. But because that looks 3 waves right there, let me look at one thing before we go. Get all this crap off of here. Yeah. It really looks like an A, a B, and a C. If this 1, 2 here was smaller than this 1, 2, it would be a whole different story. I could justify it as a 5-wave move, but it just doesn't look like it. It looks like a 3-wave A. I mean, it could be. It could be. With that said, if it is a 5-wave move, then what it's done is this is 1 and this is 2. And then we're going for 3, 4, 5. So invalidation is the same spot right here. So this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So your 4, you don't want this to come any deeper. So you could even get your stop closer here. Okay, because if this comes down into 1, this is going to invalidate this being the start of something. So you could get your stop even closer. You could put it right there. I wish I could do more for you guys, but I really got to go. I have to feed the family. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you sticking it out with me. And I'll see you in the next live, okay? Everybody have a wonderful day. Evening. It's evening here. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. I'm cutting it. Love y'all.